Hey everyone, this is Nick, and I'm doing a review today on Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. I'll start with the plot summary. This series came out in 2016. It's had a couple seasons already. Well, I'm sorry, I'll tell you details first. Came out in 2016. It's based off of manga. I haven't read the manga. I don't know much about it. I just watched it recently. It was hilarious show. Yeah, it came out in 2016. So far, it's had 2 seasons and 1 movie. I've seen both the seasons. I haven't finished the movie yet. One of these days I will. It's subtitled. I prefer dubs. If anyone knows me and see my videos, I generally prefer dubs. I don't like subs as much unless, the show has to be really good, and I just don't, this show is good, I just don't know if it's good enough, like strong enough. Like Magi, I've seen that in subtitles. I think that show has a strong enough plot and everything. Now this one, it's funny and everything, I just don't know if it's strong enough to, you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. So, maybe eventually I'll finish it, even if it is subbed. And it's on Crunchyroll, Hulu, and I can't remember, there was another one, but mainly it's on Crunchyroll and Hulu. They also have a spin-off series called An Explosion Onto This Wonderful World. It's focusing on Megumin and, her start as a explosion magic user and all that. I thought that was pretty good. So far they only have 1 season. I think its parent series is better. That's just usually the way it goes with spin-offs. The exception of like Frasier, most spin-offs are not as good as the original. Frasier is an exception. It's about as good, often better than Cheers, if you ask me. I think it was a real stellar show. But anyway, usually spin-offs, they're usually average. Airing some average to poor. I don't know how the Explosion on the Wonderful World will turn out. There's only been like 1 season, like 12 episodes, or I think it was 12. I can't remember how many exactly. It doesn't seem as good. It's funny and everything. I just don't think it was as funny. And, I like the original more. So anyway, I'm going to read the plot synopsis. After a traffic accident, Cosmo Sato's disappointingly brief life was supposed to be over, but he wakes up to see a beautiful girl before him. She claims to be a goddess Aqua and asks if he would like to go to another world and bring only one thing with him. Cosmo decides to bring the goddess herself, and they are transported to a fantasy world full of adventure ruled by a demon king. Now, Cosmo only wants to live in peace, but Aqua wants to solve many of this world's problems, and the demon king will only turn a blind eye for so long. So that's the overarching plot synopsis of the show. And then just goes from there. Now, this show, its main focus, it has some drama and stuff, but most of its strength is in its humor. It's kind of adult humor and gags. Like Kazuma, he gets the kind of thief ability, and he ends up swiping some panties from like Megumin. She said she was holding her hand down her skirt, and she said, "It's breezy. I feel a breeze down here." And he swipes her panties. That was funny. Also pretty sexy. I can't lie about that. Then at the beginning, let's see. Oh yeah, when Cosmo dies, Aqua is making fun of him for the way he died. I'm just gonna spoil it. It happens very quickly in the show. It doesn't take too long to find this out. He doesn't actually get hit by a car, but he almost did, and it scared him so much. Even though he didn't die, he actually just died from it, and he wet himself, and Aqua was just laughing at him. She was just making fun of him for such a lame death it was. You died because you were so scared. You pissed your pants and everything. It's really funny. I'm basically roasting him, for dying in, frankly, such a ridiculous manner. But, should have dropped my iPod, sorry. You have jokes like that, and like you get a lot of adult humor like that. It's really quite good stuff. I wouldn't say it's too lewd for kids. Kids could probably watch it. It's not like Shimonita. That one's geared toward adults. I guess this one could be a lead-in. It's kind of a lighter version of an Eki. I wouldn't say, again, it's not Shimonita or How Not to Summon the Demon Word. I mean, I feel like, I guess teens could watch it. It doesn't have anything explicit in it. So I guess it'd be fine. Maybe older teens. I don't know, not younger. It's definitely not for kids. Teens could do it. Yeah, it's a funny series. It has great characters like Kazuma, who dies. He doesn't get hit by a truck, but it scared him so much he almost got hit. He died and he by himself. And then you have Aqua, who, is one of the goddesses on the show, but nobody realizes it. I mean, she looks different from her statue. Nobody believes that she's really the goddess. And, Kazuma teases her about being the goddess of party tricks. The goddess of, water, but the way she uses her power, Kazuma teases her about it. And you have Megumin, who is kind of this megalomaniacal, character. She's really a bit full of herself. I mean, not until a point where she's unlikable, like Peggy Hill in King of the Hill, which I'll probably review that eventually. I've seen that a few times, but kind of a similar thing. Like, she's really like a bit arrogant, and I mean that's where a lot of the humor comes from with her. I mean, they write it in a way that's funny. Or she said, one of her catchphrases, "Explosion!" She's about to cast an explosion spell. And then you have, who else do you have? You have Darkness, the blonde chick in the show. She's another character. Her thing is she's a masochist. She gets, she enjoys pain. Pain leads to pleasure for her. As as to speak, it leads to pleasure. She likes to get, whenever she's in these dangerous situations, it makes her orgasm, basically. Like when these monsters are about to trample over everyone, she gets excited. Come on, trample me, do it. When they miss her, she got really really sad about that. Then she's also really hot. Like, all the chicks in the show are hot, so you get your fan service. You give adult humor. You get your adult talk. You get your Mr. Happy can be satisfied. I'm sure if you're a guy, Mr. Happy will be satisfied. And the show is probably more oriented toward guys. I don't know if it's really. I mean, I guess the way you could watch it, I don't know if it would be the worst thing they've seen, but I mean, I guess they can enjoy it, but it's mostly toward men. I mean, geared toward men mostly. If you've seen the show, it's like a lot of the chicks in the show are in hot outfits, and like Cosmo, he's kind of living like he's kind of playing out a fantasy probably a lot of guys like me have, and don't judge me. I'm sure plenty of guys have the same thought. Like they love to swipe some panties and have a harem. I mean, he kind of leads that. A lot of guys could live vicariously through Kazuma and the situations on the show. And it's also an isekai show, but it's more toward comedy. It doesn't take itself that seriously. In fact, I don't even know if it really ever did. I guess occasionally did. Most part, it's always been a comedy, which works in its favor. A lot of isekai shows are quite frankly kind of crap or average, but this one, I mean, some of them are really good, like Jobless Reincarnation, which I'll also review eventually. I'm still watching it. Great show, by the way. Great coming-of-age story. Mostly toward men, again, but it's more of a coming-of-age story. And it's a great show, but most of them are kind of crap. Like, I'll have to review another one called I Used the Cheat Skill in Another World and Became Unrivaled in this one. I watched a few, and it was just so bad. I'll review it eventually. I couldn't get very far in it. It was just that bad. But anyway, this is like one of the good ones. This is an enjoyable show. It's a fun ride. I don't know if it's the one to watch more than once. I mean, I think it's kind of a one done show. I don't think it's like I'm not the Son of the Demon Lord. I probably rewatched that one. I think that one's more of a rewatchable one. Not the show's bad. I just don't know if it's a rewatchable show. I think it's just one of those one dones. I mean, they exist. Even if the show, there are ones that are just one done. Let's see. It's also kind of like in the same style. Another show the author review. I finished it. I watched it during its runtime on Crunchyroll. A show called The Legendary Hero is Dead. It's kind of a similar show where, well, it's not an isekai show, but it's kind of a similar thing with the humor. The main character is a bit of a perv. He has this thing where he has a fetish for putting stockings on ladies, and then you have another guy in the show, Fiery, who his thing is tits. It's a similar thing on Konosuba. The main character, he's somewhat perverted. Yeah, he's not the worst guy in the world, but he it's kind of similar. Some of the situations are similar. I mean, if you haven't seen The Legendary Hero is Dead, that's another real good one. Another short one. You could get through that in probably an afternoon or two, if you have Crunchyroll. It's hilarious. It's a guy show, mostly toward men. It's another great one. I'm going to review that one too. I love that one. In fact, I think they're supposed to be doing another season for that show. I'll probably rewatch it when it's done. I think that one's probably more rewatchable. That one to me strikes me as more of a rewatchable show. It's hard for me to explain why. It's just one of those things I feel like. So anyway, and then what else you got? The animation's okay. I don't know. It's not my favorite. I mean, the studio's okay. I wouldn't call them bad. I don't remember their name offhand, but I think it's you look. They did one of the shows I know they did was Rave Master, the anime adaptation of the manga that came out in 2005, which I didn't see. I didn't have the ability to watch a lot of this stuff back then. I wanted to, but I mean now I'm finally getting able to. It's a show that never finished, unfortunately. Probably read the manga instead. They never actually got to finish it. Let me look. Konosuba Animation Studio. Where is it? Now, if you can, while I'm looking this up, it's better if you could watch, the prequel series called, the one with Megumin, the Explosion one. Explosion on Just Wonderful. It's best if you could watch that first, and then, even though it's only one season, it kind of fleshes out Megumin more. So if you could watch it first, that's better. Where is it? Looking up animation. I mean, they're just okay. I don't know if they're the worst. I mean, again, when you got the ones like Ufotable and A1 Pictures, I mean, it's hard not to find some of these middle of the road ones just somewhat disappointing. But they can't all be really good, I guess. I mean, this one's fine. It's called... What is the name of this? Shoot. I don't know if it says on here. Oh yeah, it says the manga here, it has 17 volumes. It's also kind of a somewhat short one. There's a novel series. A full novel series has 6 volumes. A light novel. And it says male, so it is a male-oriented show. More male-oriented series. The light novel has 17. Manga has 17 volumes, which is a light novel, I guess. Now, what is the studio on this show? Studio Dean, and then Drive is season 3. Oh, they have 3 seasons. I didn't realize that. I looked it up. I thought they only had 2. Anyway, I guess I've seen all of them. I mean, they're just okay. I don't know. They're, again, compared to some of the better ones, I feel like I've been spoiled with better ones. It's okay, I guess. It has some action scenes. I mean, they're reasonably good. But, again, the main focus is comedy. It's a bit more like a sitcom, actually. It has a kind of aspect to it. What else you got? The music's fine on the show. I don't know. It's not one of those shows like Fire Force or Soul Eater, where I want to buy the soundtrack because it slaps. It's just fine. It gets the job done. It works in the scenes it's in. I don't know if it really enhances anything. Like the show's To Your Eternity, the music's fine that show too, but it's best. It's something that's in the moment. It's in the moment that's really good. It really enhances scenes, but again, not one I would want to buy. It slaps I could listen to anytime. I don't think they have a soundtrack on iTunes, so I don't think you're going to be able to find it if you want to get it. You probably have to get the CD or look it up online on YouTube. My video here is going about 15 minutes, so I think I'm going to finishing on it. So yeah, I personally think it's a good one done. It's about an 8, I think, out of 10. 7 or 8, I'm not sure, but it's still pretty good. I personally think it's a good one done. It's a man show. I guess it wouldn't be too bad if you had like a chick watch it with you, but it's not really. It's not their audience, you know. It shows has a male audience as its target. Um, it's an entertaining show. It's entertaining. I recommend the spin-off as well. I think they're still making seasons for it, but right now it's only one. And then they have some movies for it. I don't know if you really have to see the movies. I guess you can if you want. I don't know if they really enhance it too much. It's just meant to be kind of a fun ride show. It's not really anything deep. So, yeah, I mean, if you like shows like The Legendary Hero is Dead, I'm Not to Summon the Demon Lord, you like adult humor, but, you're not looking for something too explicit, something that's more TV 14, and this show would satisfy the spot. It also makes a good show to watch with friends, probably enjoy, like if I watch it with some buddies, they probably all get a kick out of it. It's a good show to watch in a group, kind of like those other shows. So yeah, if you enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe, please, and check out my other videos, and I will see you again soon.